I'd like to welcome a very special guest to the program. I'm here with Justin McElfresh. Welcome, Justin. Justin is a mixed martial arts professional fighter, correct?
Yes.
And for the people that don't know what that's all about, tell them what that's all about.
Probably the most common name that everyone knows is it's called cage fighting. But realistically, what it is, it's a mixture of boxing, where we can use our hands, kickboxing, we can use our knees, elbows, and we can obviously kick, and then wrestling with any type of takedown you want to do or throw. And then once you're on the ground, we have submission locks where we can lock people's joints out and make them tap out, which would be a submit, or we can do chokes. So it's kind of a mixture of everything put together.
And the athleticism that these athletes have to have is just out of this world. I mean, the conditioning has to be brutal.
That's probably like the main thing, because there's a lot of skill involved, but mainly if you don't have cardio conditioning and muscular conditioning, you won't last very long, especially when we do 3 5-minute rounds or a title fight's 5 5-minute rounds.
And it's non-stop. I mean, there's no rest breaks, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, during these rounds, they're just going full force.
Yeah. Unlike boxing, we don't get like an 8 count. If we get knocked down, the guy's coming down on top of us, and if we don't respond to it, they're stopping it. Yeah. It's going to be non-stop.
It's bloody. It can be bloody. Now, you're the XFO light heavyweight champion.
Correct. The XFO is in Midwest. It's Chicago light heavyweight champion. I've held the title and defended the title since November of 2006. I've also competed on both the East and the West Coast and in my hometown, Cincinnati, and also out in Las Vegas. I fight for the WEC also, which is owned by the UFC, so I fought with them last year. So
a lot of people might be familiar with the UFC. They have things on Spike TV and things like that. So it's the octagon, folks. That's what we're talking about. That's the cage he's talking about. But Justin's here. We're going to show him a couple of exercises that would be specific to his sport to help him with his strength, because you have to have a tremendous amount of strength and power, and we'll talk a little bit about that as he's performing the exercise. But one of the first things we're going to do is an exercise that's going to strengthen his core for when he's clinched with another athlete and he's getting ready to throw him, and just kind of show him what a clinch is. You know, they're like this, and then he picks the athlete up and throws the guy on the ground and then beats the tar out of him. So what we're going to do here, go ahead and grab that, Justin. Okay, we're on a cable crossover machine. Let's do about 15 reps, bud. We're on a cable crossover machine. We have a special setup here with a bar that he's using. It's hooked to the cable on just one side. And what he's doing is he's driving with rotation, okay? We're working the core here with obliques. He's got his shoulders working here. And also this right hip. That right hip is what's driving this whole motion. So a very sport-specific motion for Justin. You see him changing his feet around because when he's fighting another guy, he doesn't know what position he's going to be in. It's not always going to be the ideal position. So I've asked him to switch his feet around, put himself in awkward positions, because you're often going to find yourself in an awkward position during a fight, I'm sure. Okay, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing martial arts since I was a little kid, and then I actually went to school for a long time teaching traditional martial arts. I've been pro for about 3.5 years, and unfortunately when I was amateur I didn't get to do that many fights. I didn't get to do like 10 or 15 fights. I actually did 2 amateur fights, and then kind of got pushed into being a pro.
Wow. What kind of martial arts did you study?
I've studied a variety. Basic Kempo is what I taught. Kempo is a very hard form of Kung Fu. It's more Kung Fu, but if you saw it, not knowing the difference, you would think it was a hard style of karate where we got very hard blocks, very hard kicks. And then I studied Taekwondo, shoot fighting, which is basically like Ken Shamrock, mixed like Greco-Roman wrestling and basic boxing put together. And then I studied Sambo, which is Russian leg locks on the ground.
Wow. So you have to be very well-rounded to be successful in this sport, I imagine.
For the most part you do, because not only athleticism, you have to know what you're doing, and on your feet, on your back, on top of someone on the ground, how to not get thrown on your head. So it's a lot to learn.
I imagine it is. Let's do another set. Good. Normally we would do one set on each side, but because of the filming of the show, rather than switching all the equipment around, I'm just having him demonstrate this on one side. Now, Justin says that he has access to a cable crossover machine when he's not training at Sensible Fitness, so this is a great exercise that he can carry over into the gym himself. But this is a great demonstration of functional exercises. I was talking to Justin about his training, and he said he does what he calls caveman exercises. And rather than with weights and dumbbells and machines, you're doing what he calls caveman exercises. I call it functional exercise, and it's more of flipping a tire or doing something that's more functional than traditional weight training.
It involves your entire body, and it mimics the stuff that we do inside the ring when we're fighting. So very explosive.
I mean, you could do bicep curls and push downs and bench press, and that's going to be strengthening, but it's not going to be functional strength. So this is a great way to target that. So what's the future hold for you?
Well, obviously I'll have to defend my title for the XFO, but then after that, looking forward to going and competing again in the WEC back out in Vegas, and possibly there's a new show, Affliction, which is out, and they have light heavyweight. I definitely like to compete in that in the future. So we'll just see. As long as I keep having a good run and good luck, of course. That that's my main goals, is to keep winning, keep my title for the XFO, and compete, get the WC title, and also maybe compete in the show The Affliction.
Okay. So. And I hear you're moving to Chicago.
Yes.
Okay.
Main reason I'm moving to Chicago is Carlson Gracie Jr. has a school up there, and I'm going to actually train and fight under the Gracie Federation for my next couple of fights. So.
Very, very powerful name in mixed martial arts for those of you that aren't familiar with that. Well, I wish you the best of luck, bud.
Thank you.
I'm hoping these exercises will help get you going,
I'm
too.
sure they will.
That's great. Thanks for appearing on our program.
Thank you.